All right, let's talk about Moonfall. I just saw it opening night. Theater was packed. And by packed, I mean there was no one in there. I was the only one seeing this movie. Moonfall is another Roland Emmerich disaster movie. And yeah, let's talk about it.
If you're watching this, then you know by now a huge problem is heading our way. An emergency meeting is being called at our usual place immediately. 3 bagels. I've made a shocking discovery. I need you to get me in touch with NASA immediately.
Well, NASA and I aren't really on speaking terms these days.
Well, that'll change. When you tell them that the moon is out of orbit.
There's not much you could say about Moonfall, okay? Besides that, this movie fucking sucks. It really does. It feels like things are just sort of happening to happen. Things are just going through the motions. There are moments where it's like, oh, this guy, he's the guy that knows everything. Oh, but he also has a mom with dementia. And then it's like not touched upon until the very end. And there's so much stuff like that where it's just like you added character development, but then didn't stick with any sort of character development. These characters feel lifeless. The concept of time is meaningless in this movie. The visuals, you could excuse a stupid story and plot if you got some sick-ass visuals and some inspired direction and some good acting. This movie has none of that. None of it. The visuals are garbage. Even when it's just a normal shot of a dude walking outside in normal, just a normal walk around town. There is a scene where the main character is just walking around, and this is before any of the Moonfall and disaster shit starts happening. This is just a regular stroll upon the town, and it looks fucking awful. There's no inspired shots, no interesting takes, and the surprise twist ending at the end is just so awful and stupid. I will admit there are some moments where you're like, that's kind of cool. There was a giant wave of water happening and the moon is right above, about to crash into the earth. That stuff was cool, but that stuff is so far in between everything else and just the boring milquetoast shots and direction and cinematography. It's all so boring and bland, and every time they try to have some sort of joke, it never lands. The only thing that made me laugh in this movie was the very end, and I won't even spoil it. It was just so stupid that I had to laugh. The final moments of the movie, I was like, God damn, that's funny. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, okay? The elephant in the room is Roland Emmerich said that Marvel movies, DC movies, and Star Wars movies are ruining cinema and ruining the movie-going experience. Think about that for a minute. It's one thing when Marty Scorsese says it. It's Scorsese, and he's like, I have an artistic moment, I have an artistic thing to say, or like when Ridley Scott says it. You're like, okay, you're Ridley Scott. You made The Martian, believable science in a movie, and it doesn't make sense, but it's still you made it made sense in terms of your movie. Roland Emmerich, on the other hand, just made a movie called Moonfall, where he doesn't even attempt to make you believe the science in this movie. You're just like, this doesn't make any fucking sense. They're just saying science words for the sense of saying science words. It's so bad and so dumb. And this guy is saying that Marvel is... This is the guy who directed the 1990s Godzilla movie starring Matthew Broderick. This is the guy who made Independence Day 2! The sequel to Independence Day. And he's saying that Marvel is derivative? This guy made The Day After Tomorrow. Okay? And let's be real here. Day After Tomorrow, Independence Day 2, and Godzilla are all better than this fucking movie. This movie was fucking trash. Roland Emmerich, eat my ass. I was excited to see a fun disaster movie. You know, worlds exploding, the moon running into the earth. And this is what we got! A stupid fucking sci-fi movie that made no fucking sense, where your main character had... It made no sense! Nothing in this movie made sense. There's a scene where this guy's 3-year-old son is supposed to get on a plane to get to him, right? He's supposed to get on a plane. He doesn't get on a plane. He ends up getting in a car with some guy who's a fucking criminal. They call the dad, and they're like, hey, we didn't get on the plane, but we'll be there in a couple hours. The dad says, oh, good, thanks for calling. We'll see you in a couple hours. That's his reaction! That's his reaction! What is this movie? This movie is trash, dude. This is the worst movie I've seen in a long time. Anyway, that's my review of Moonfall. Make sure you subscribe and check out all our other content. God damn it. Check me out on Letterboxd. I post reviews on there for new movies I see that I don't make video reviews for. So, yeah, go check me out on Letterboxd. Lonercast Jake is me on Letterboxd. Anyway, love you guys. Bye-bye.